What's up, guys? Does this look familiar or sound familiar? You guys heard it and seen it. It happens. N54s are notorious for wastegate rattle, but there are a lot of things you can do to fix it. I just have one quick one that I'll show you that I'm doing on mine, and my personal opinion, it's the best fix. It's actually replacing your wastegate flapper and bushing in your housing. Now, before we get too deep into how to fix it, mainly let's look at the reasons why you would get the wastegate rattle. Start with that one. First thing off, you have a bushing for your manifold, and this gets wear in the inside, and your wastegate will actually start to be able to have play back and forth inside of here, and you'll have wear happen on the actual this area here, which will cause your wastegate to actually rattle when you're anywhere less than about 3,000 RPM. Some people have it worse. Now, there are programs out there, JB4 in fact has a fix for wastegate rattle, but it will only do so much. I've seen spring tension, actually put aftermarket springs you buy to place some tension on it. I heard that does really well as a quick fix. Even adjusting your arms, breaking the 10mm nut and tighten the arms up for the rear turbo, because you can't reach the arm on the front turbo. But on the front turbo, you can actually shim the whole bracket for the wastegate, shim it forward to put some tension on it. I've heard positive reviews for that working. However, you are changing the tension on that arm, which could impact boost values. Now, that's for rattle. Typically, rattle and 30FF come one in hand, but I had no rattle and I had no 30FF code, which is an Underboost code. Well, the problem with the Underboost code is what happens as you get wear in here, your wastegate will actually not fully close all the way. Let's see if we can see in here. Your wastegate will actually start to stay partially open. A gap inside there won't stay tight. Your wastegate will be fully extended, pushed closed, so that the wastegate flapper will hold your exhaust pressure. That will actually have a gap in it, which will allow exhaust to escape. Therefore, you'll have an underboost code. That's when you typically when you try to go wide open throttle. That's 9 times out of 10 where that's coming from. Now, there are other scenarios, boost leak in general, boost solenoids, the list goes on. This is just my particular interpretation of 30FF and wastegate rattle coming together and where the issue lies, and then how I'm fixing mine, or rather upgrading to something a little better than OEM. Now, one of the biggest things are actually upgrading the bushings and the arms. You can get plenty of kits out there. They make a bunch of different companies make upgraded ones that are better than OEM. One thing I found that taking the old bushing out, there are plenty of videos out there, or some people doing it using slide hammers, going on the inside, banging it out with a chisel. I think that would cause a little bit of damage. I used a grinder. I used a wheel grinder and grinded the hat off the top and pushed it to the bottom. That to be honest, was the easiest. If I had a nice shop and a nice slide hammer, a way to anchor the manifold to the ground or somewhere that I wouldn't yank something out of the wall, then I definitely would probably use a slide hammer. But I did find that pressing them in with a press was the best way to go about it. I tried to do the tap. That wasn't the best thing because it started going in crooked. So luckily I had a buddy that's got a press, so I was able to press them in and get them nice and flush. So I'm pretty much now, all I need to do is place the arm in, we'll put it in a closed position. I already have my housings pre-marked. It's hard to see, it's not focusing, there you go, pre-marked. I did that with a scribe because I figured after the ceramic coating and the sanding and the sandblasting, I would lose any kind of marker or stencil that I made. So I basically used the scriber to put a tick into it, so no matter what, I'll always be able to see it. But I will weld it with it in the same position in the closed. That's very important when you go to disassemble, that you mark your wastegate arm in the closed position, because remember, our wastegates operate open, and then as we build boost, they close. Unlike other wastegates, remain closed and they open up to control boost. Ours is the same concept, but at idle, typically open. Now, as for disassembly of the actual bushing, like I said, grind it flat, mark my stuff. Pretty simple. There's a bunch of videos out there how to get it out. I'm just going to capture how I'm putting it back together. Now, after this, I'll be putting a nail, a pin inside this hole, busting a weld in there, just putting a little tack weld on the inside, tacking the arm, and welding the arm up. Not a professional welder, but I get by for the small jobs that I need to do. What's up, guys? So you can see we moved outside. We do welding outside. You know, if you're doing this job and you're gonna be welding your own, you know the normal things. A good helmet, an auto darkening helmet, gloves. For this project, a pair of dikes, a nail. Obviously your wastegate arms, a manifold. Just a simple gasless MIG welder. Then obviously something to wear, long sleeves, shoes, pants, items like that, normal welding stuff. So let's get that. All right, now that we got our stuff on, we're gonna go ahead and get a pin or a nail, trim it to size, and go ahead and get a tack weld put into there. Just mark it out, mark this out a little bit, and you can stick it in there. All right, we got our pin cut to size. Our gear is on. I tapped the pin a little bit so it goes nice and deep into the groove that's on the bushing. We're gonna put a little tack weld on this and move on to the wastegate arm. Now that we got the pin welded in, we're gonna go for the top now. Remember, like I said, make sure you line up your arm with the mark that you indicate on the housing, and make sure that your wastegate arm is pushed all the way top. I grounded the electrode to the actual wastegate arm. I heard that helps better than just going to the whole housing itself. Plus it gave me the ability to actually hold it up in there while I actually put this on. I'll go ahead and do a little tack weld to hold in place, and then put a nice little bead around the top. What's up? So we're back inside. I got the wastegates all welded up. The pins are in, got both ready to go. Just need to get the turbos back so I can build the manifolds up, put the manifold and intake manifold and exhaust manifolds together, install the new wastegates, and I might do a video on that only because I want to show the proper vacuum pressure, get a vacuum gun of how much vacuum our cars should pull to pull the wastegate flapper fully closed. So I'll do a little video on that, but that's really it for today that I got to show. This will cover down on, you know, taking care of wastegate rattle and the possible 30FF code failure that you may get when trying to go wide open throttle. But if you have any questions or comments, let them go down below. If you like this video, put the thumbs up, and then don't forget to subscribe, because I'm still building this channel and I'm trying to get better at doing this. So give me a little bit of break, but just trying to put some information out there that I haven't really been able to find on a video tutorial as prevalent as I do see on other sites of DIY write-ups. This is more of a video commentary of watching me either succeed or epically fail. But again, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.